Hi, Carson and Gabe. This is Geometry Section 5.3. We are going to go through the notes. This it has no drawing or anything like that, so we're just going to do the notes straightforward. Here we go. Title of the section is it means not equal. So what is it if it's not equal?
Greater than, less than.
Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Now, specifically, we're just going to be talking about greater than or less than. If this is an algebra class, we'd probably be like solving for x, so when we have greater than, less than. Not the case in this class. We're going to be comparing things, like which ones are bigger than or smaller than, okay? And they say inequalities in one triangle, okay? Which is true. We're going to be talking about just one triangle, but the problem is, if I scroll down partway through the page, your problems are going to look like this, okay? How many triangles are in that diagram right there?
2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3. There are 3 triangles there. Do you see them?
Give it to me.
1,
a big triangle.
2, and then overall the triangle is 3. There are 3 triangles, okay? Now, what you're going to need to focus on is only looking at one triangle at a time, okay? So I'm going to outline them in different colors, like depending on which one we're looking at, okay? So try to train your brain, try to focus on the fact that we're only going to be dealing with one triangle at a time, and shut your brain off to everything else that's going around it, okay? So there's that. All right, now, definition of inequality. Listen to this very carefully. This seems really basic, but this is the direction that we're going with, okay? So 5 is equal to 2 plus 3. Agreed? 5 equals 2 plus 3. All right, now, this is the direction that we're going with. It takes the number 2 and the number 3 added together to make 5. Yes? 2 and 3 added together. 5 and 2 individually, right? Since I have to add 2 to something to get 5, that means 2 is less than 5, right? Or 5 is bigger than 2. Okay? And also 3 is also smaller than 5, or 5 is bigger than 3. Does that make sense? So individually, if I look at the parts 2 in comparison to 5, and 3 and 5 is bigger than 2 individually, and 5 is bigger than 3 individually. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, so there's how that works. All right? Let's go down and let's talk about like how this relates. I'm going to this box right here, and I'm going to add some stuff in here. Okay? Ready? They make this angle 1. This is called an exterior angle.
Yep.
Angle 1 is an exterior angle. He is like the extension of one side of that triangle, right? Okay? I'm going to add some other stuff in here that's not already labeled. I'm going to say that this is angle 2, this is angle 3, and this is angle 4. Okay, so put those into that diagram. Do you see the diagram I'm looking at? Okay, angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. Angle 1 is an exterior angle. He's like the extension of one of the sides, all right? We had a thing a while back that said, well, let me just put some stuff in here. Let's say that this is 60 degrees. Let's say that this angle 3 is 80 degrees. We can figure out what angle 4 is, and we can figure out what angle 1 is, right? Okay, 60 and 80 added together is 140. So what's angle 4 have to be? 40, right? To make it 180. And then what's angle 1 have to be?
That is
140 also, right? Because they're on a straight line right here. Okay, so angle 1 is 140. Now, we had a thing a while back that said angle 1, because it's the exterior angle, is the same as adding angle 2 plus angle 3 together. Do you agree with that? Yeah. Right? These two added together make up what angle 1 is. Now, the way that you can think about that is the exterior angle, angle 1, is touching angle 4, right? So we're going to cross out angle 4, and the other 2 angles added together make up angle 1, right? Angle 2 plus angle 3 make the same measure as what angle 1 is, okay? Got it?
Oh, you're back.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
2 plus 3 makes 1. Got it? Okay, now, using the same logic as we did just a second ago, where I said 2 plus 3 makes 5, right?
Yeah.
Individually, we said that angle 2 plus angle 3 makes angle 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I was going to compare angle 1 and angle 2. If it takes 2 and 3 added together to make angle 1, then 1 individually will be greater than 2 individually. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Also, angle 1 individually will be greater than angle 3 individually. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because 2 and 3 have to add together to make up what angle 1 is, right? So angle 1 is bigger than angle 2, and angle 1 is bigger than angle 3. Make sense? Got it? So that's what we're looking at. We're comparing these angles, and we're drawing some comparisons based upon this property right here, that the exterior one is the two others added together, okay? Alright?
Does angle 1 have a smaller angle measure though?
No, because
Angle one is this
2
guy
and
right here.
3 added together is 140.
Angle one's the exterior one, okay? We'll do
oh,
some more.
it's out. Okay.
It's outside. Okay, let's go back up to this box right here where they talk about comparisons. So when we're comparing two things, one of them is less than, one of them is equal to, or one of them is greater than the other, right? Those are the only way that we can compare things, okay? We have this thing going on, and this is the skip over Eli. Who is younger than Eli?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. So here we have Mac and MC. I'll just MCK. Mackenzie, Mick. And Eli was the middleman, right? Who was older than Eli?
Carson.
Carson. So Carson, okay, so we have Mackenzie is younger than Eli. Mackenzie is less than Eli. And Eli is less than Carson. So we cross out the Eli's and we say Mackenzie is less than Carson, right? Like we can skip the middle people, right? So we have those comparisons. Same way backwards. So if Carson is older than Eli and Eli is older than Mackenzie, then Carson is older than Mackenzie, right? So we can skip out on Eli again. Okay, we have those relationships. That is that transitive property. Do you remember that? Or they call it the law of syllogism. Whoop. Law of syllogism. Okay, couple more things. We have addition. So if A is bigger than B, like I'm going to put numbers in here. So let's say the number 4 is bigger than the number 3. Agreed? 4 is bigger than 3.
Yeah.
4 and 3. If I add 1 to both sides, 4 plus 1 will be bigger than 3 plus 1, right? Because I added the same number to both sides, this inequality symbol stayed the same, right? Same thing if I go 4 is greater than 3 and I subtract 1. 4 minus 1 will be greater than 3 minus 1, right? Like if I flip directions, right? Like as long as I do it to both sides, it stays the same relationship. Got it?
Yep.
So this is just some things that you can do with inequalities to make it like work, right? Okay, all right, let's go down and let's solve a problem right here. Whoa, these are the hard ones. Here we go. Only look at one triangle at a time. So you gotta really pay attention to this. We are looking for measures that are less than angle 7. So we're focusing in on angle 7, okay? Angle 7 is this guy here. Angle 7, is he an interior angle or an exterior angle? Exterior angle, okay, he's on the outside. He's exterior, he is like an extension of this side, okay? So I'm gonna draw, how many triangles are touching angle 7?
The KML. 2.
2.
How many triangles involve angle 7?
2.
Here's the first one, here's the smaller one, right? That green one? Okay, and then the main big one, right? There are 3 triangles technically in this, but this triangle up here does not touch angle 7, so we're not going to talk about him. We're only going to talk about the small triangle, and then we're going to talk about the big triangle, okay? So let's talk about the small triangle first, which I have outlined in green. Got it? Angle 7 is an exterior angle. So we would say that angle 7 is equal to which 2 angles add together to make angle 7?
5 and 4.
Right, we cross out 6 and it would be 5 and 4. So angle 5 plus angle 4. Okay, that means that individually, if 5 and 4 have to combine together to make what 7 is, then 5 by itself is less than 7, right? By itself 5 would be less than 7, and by itself 4 would be less than 7, right? You have to add those two together to make up what 7 is, right? So which angles measure less than angle 7?
4 and 5.
4 and 5.
4 and 5, right? We can add those to the list, okay? That's for the small triangle, all right? Now, let's look at the big triangle. I'm going to outline him in pink. We still have 7 being an exterior angle, right? Okay?
Yep.
So 7 is this exterior angle. I'm going to cross off 6 because 6 touches 7 and we don't want to talk about 6. So, this angle plus this angle have to add up to be 7, right? So angle 7 is equal to those 2 angles added together, except this angle is angle 1, and really this angle is angle 2 plus angle 4, right? Like 2 and 4 is that top angle right there, right? Combined together, okay? So which angles are smaller than angle 7?
1, 2, and 4.
1 and 2 and 4, right? Because those 3 added together make up what 7 is. So individually, those 3 would be smaller than 7. So on my list, I already have 4 in my list, but I'm going to add to that angle 1 and angle 2. Those are all the angles that I know inside of here are smaller than angle 7. Now, don't go by what it looks like. I get that angle 7 looks like a really big angle and he looks like he's bigger than angle 3, but don't go by what he looks like. We're only looking at like this inequality thing going on here, and like by rights what has to be bigger and what has to be smaller, okay? So
So we just use one angle plus one angle
equals that, and then we find out which ones are supposed to be less than, greater
we
than
don't
from
go
there.
off saying 1, 2, 4, 3, 5,
No,
and 6 or
Nope,
somewhere.
nope.
Okay.
Okay? Alright, now we're gonna do measures that are greater than angle 6. Okay, so,
Wait, I got a question. So
Uh-huh.
do we do the same thing with the small where we say angle 5 is smaller than angle 7?
yes, but this one was only asking for what measures are less than angle 7. So, they'll switch it around, they'll tell you like, we're talking about 5, or we're talking about 7, or we're talking about 6, right?
Why did we include 5? Oh, from the first one.
From the
okay.
first one, yep. Okay, measures that are greater than angle 6. Angle 6 is an interior angle, right? Interior, okay? Now, how many triangles involve angle 6? 2. We've got this little guy right here. And then we've got the big one, right? Okay, so there's a small one. Got it? Okay, now, which angles are exterior to that triangle? We know 7 is, right? 7 is this guy.
8.
But we're not
Eight,
going to look
yeah.
at 7. Why don't we look at 7?
Cause it's right
It's
next to
touching.
Because
it.
it's touching 6, so we don't want to talk about 7. If he's touching 6, right? Okay, is 8 an exterior one?
Yes.
So if they're touching, don't include.
Okay, check out number 8. Everybody take a look at number 8. You see number 8 right here?
Mhm.
It has to, in order to be an exterior angle, it has to be an extension of one of the sides. That's an exterior angle.
Yeah.
8 is only from here to here. 8 is only this guy right here.
So no.
So no, 8 is not. Okay, let's look at angle 2. Is angle 2 an exterior angle?
Oh,
If I
yeah.
extend this
Yes.
side right here, no, hold on. If I extend that
no.
side right here, this would be exterior. Is 2
How
an
does
exterior
Three,
angle?
three.
Yeah, so 2 and 8 are not exterior angles. Is 3? If
Yeah.
I extend this side, is that an exterior angle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna look at angle 3, okay? So,
Huh?
angle 3, we have to extend the sides out, right?
Oh.
Angle 3. Angle 3 is my exterior angle. Which two angles add together to make angle 3?
5 and 4.
6 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
Angle 5 we cross out. So angle 3, if we're looking at this exterior angle, 4 and 6 add together to make 3, yeah? Angle 3 is equal to angle 4 plus angle 6. Alright, now we're doing in relationship to angle 6. Measures that are greater than angle 6. So what's bigger than 6? 3, right? 3 has to be bigger than 6, right? I'm going to add that to my list over here. 3 is bigger than 6. Got it? Okay, now let's look at the big triangle. Erasing things. Okay, big triangle right here. This
so
is
the
where it gets a
small
little
one
hairy.
was
The 5, 4, 6 one. Okay, here's the big one. I have 2 exterior angles to this one. They are 7, but we're not going to look at 7 because 6 and 7 touch.
Now it's 8.
Now is 8 an exterior angle?
Uh-huh.
Sure, if I extend this side right here, 8 is now an exterior angle, okay? So let's talk about 8. What angles add together to make 8? 8 is right here,
6.
1,
Wait, no.
okay?
1, 2, and 4.
Nope, 2 and 4 touch 8.
1 and 6.
Oh, crap.
1 and 6, right? Angle 8 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 6, right? Alright, so what's bigger than 6? 8. There you go. 3 and 8 have to be bigger than 6. Does that make sense?
And that's it.
Woo-hoo.
No meters.
That's it. That's all that we can say definitively. I get that there's some of them that look bigger, but definitively we can only say that those two are bigger than 6. Have to be for sure, right? Have to be for sure. Make sense? Okay? So I get that angle 7 looks bigger than angle 6, but it'll go by what it looks like. Go by
So if they're
these
touching,
properties,
you can't
right?
include it, right?
Right.
Okay.
If they're touching, yeah, like just overlook that one. It's gonna be the exterior ones or the two that don't touch it added together, right? Okay? This is the hard part. We're gonna do some of these on your homework assignment together.
Wouldn't 2 also be 1?
What?
Wouldn't 2 also be 1?
2?
Yeah.
No, because 2 touches 8. Oh, wait. For 6, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're saying if we look at this triangle right here?
Yeah.
But the problem is, 2, in order to be an exterior angle, we would have to extend this side out. 2 would have to be this whole thing. So if 2 went from there to there, yes, 2 would be bigger than 6. But 2 is only this little guy right here. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, do you see why that's not a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll come back to those. We'll do some of those homework problems together. Okay, here we go. Now let's go on to the back side. So flip over to the back side. I'm going to talk through these 2 little boxes right here. This is the easy part. So if you're snowed a little bit, now it's gonna get a little easier. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Let's say that this side is 9, which they have it labeled, right? This side is 7. I'm gonna add 8 to this side, right? Let's say that the bottom side is 8, theoretically, okay? All right, here we go. They are labeling 9 and 7 and 8 as the measure of each one of those sides, right? The sides, the sides, the sides, okay? Now, what they want us to do is they're saying, okay, if that's the measure of the sides, tell me something about the angles, right? Like in particular, which angles are the biggest? Out of that, which angle will be the biggest one?
Z.
Why Z?
Because it crisscrosses.
It crisscrosses. Okay, so here's the deal. Think of Z as like being a mouth, right? Like there's like a shark and there's the mouth, right? If 9 is a really big side, that mouth has to open a lot wider, correct? Like 9 is the biggest side, so this mouth right here has to open a lot wider than all the others, correct? So Z is going to be the biggest. So when we list the angles, if we list like from small to big, angle Z is going to be over here at biggest, right? Which one is the smallest angle? Which one has to open up
X.
not as wide,
X.
right? He is opposite 7, so X is the smallest. And then Y would be in the middle one, right? Because he's opposite 8, okay? Now, the way that they will have you write this, if you're going from smallest to biggest, is they'll say X is less than Y, which is less than Z. This is how they'll make you write it with inequality symbols. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
X is less than Y, which is less than Z. They'll have you do that, okay? Now, let's say they go big to small instead. Big first, small last. Z is going to go here, and Z will be greater than Y, which is greater than X. It's the same thing, but flipped around. These two mean the same thing, right? Does that make sense? So if they tell me big to small, I'm going to use like these symbols, like Z is bigger than Y, which is bigger than X, yeah? Does that make sense? Okay? All right, now let's do it the other way. Are you ready? Here, they're giving me the angle measure. So they're saying this is 110 and this is 45. But they don't give me the third one. But,
We can
Oh,
figure it out.
We can figure it out,
110. It's
so
110
110 is that one, 45 is that one. If we add them together, that's 155. What's this third angle right here?
180
25.
minus 55.
Which is 25. Yep, 25. Okay, now we know the angles. Now we're going to compare the sides, okay? So, let's go big to small. We'll go big to small. Okay, the angle that's the biggest is 110. So which side is going to be the biggest?
KL.
The
KL, because it's opening up the widest, right? From KL is going to be bigger than. Okay, what's the next biggest? 45 is the next biggest. He's opposite from
JL.
JL. Now what if you say LJ?
Same thing.
Same thing. Greater than, the smallest one would be JK. Does that make sense?
Just
Okay. So we're labeling them like that. All right, let's go down and do the last 3 problems, and then we'll do some on your homework together, okay? Here we go. We want, make sure you pay attention to what we're wanting. Smallest to largest, and we're labeling the angles. So we want angles, small to big. Okay, so we have the sides. Smallest angle is going to be opposite the smallest side. Smallest side is 7.5. So what's the smallest angle? Q. Q is the smallest. We say he is smaller than the next one, which is 8.8, which is opposite R. R is the next one, okay, which is less than. The last one is P, and he's opposite 9.1. There you go. That's all you have to put. Them in order. Got it?
Do
Perfect.
we have to say which way it's going?
What?
Like, do we have to do like the small to big?
They told me small to big. So I just wrote it here just to help myself.
Okay.
So you don't have to write that down. But I just said small to big just so that I know which one. Because I sometimes get them switched in my brain. Alright. So this one's shortest to longest. So I'm going small to big. Okay. Alright, and we're listing the sides. Okay. Now I don't know the third angle, so we gotta find it. 45 and 56, if I add those together, is 101? 101? 45 and 56 is 101. Okay, so what's the third angle gonna be?
180 minus 101 should be 80.
79 maybe?
Yeah.
79? Okay, so this guy's 79. Come on, write for me. 79 degrees. Okay. All right, so the smallest side, the smallest angle is 45, which means the smallest side will be
FG.
FG.
No,
FH. FH is the smallest, okay? I wanna say that that is less than. The middle one is opposite 56, which is FG or
no.
GF, doesn't matter which way you go, I don't care. EH, there you go. Okay, putting them in order from smallest to largest, or shortest to longest.
I'll go watch this and just whoever's gonna paint this bring one, but I am in the paint, I'll leave the paint.
Okay, perfect, sounds good. Is the paint in a, like,
No, it's just.
okay. Jayden's in here this afternoon, so I'll have her. Alright, last one is just like a story problem. They're asking, it says an interior designer uses triangulation. If you think you're gonna go to school to be an interior designer and not use math, they actually use a lot of geometry. And the reason why is because they want to make things aesthetically pleasing to the eye, which a lot of times involves the concept of triangulation, okay? Triangulation creates depth in a client's room, okay? Why would we want depth in a room?
Make it look bigger.
Make it look bigger. So you can take like a small little apartment room, and the way that you design your things in your apartment can make that apartment seem like huge, right? And it's not any bigger, but it's just like tricking your brain into thinking that this is like a big open space, right? Or you guys have all been in the places where they have crap everywhere, and it just like seems like the room is so tiny just because there's crap everywhere, right? Like people who have clutter all over the place. Like that room seems really tiny, okay? So interior designers use math, they use geometry all the time, triangulation. So they've got like this up here, this top point of the room above the two, like these are pictures right here. And then they have two smaller objects down below. That's a triangle, right? And they say that the angle B is supposed to be less than angle A. So I'm going to say B is small and A is big. A is a big angle, okay? All right, distance should be longer. The distance between the two lamps, which is this one, or they say the distance between the two lamps or the distance from lamp at B to the midpoint of the top of the artwork. I'm lost now.
B to A.
Or this one. Which one?
Which one should be bigger?
Now,
B to C.
if they're
Not
using
bad.
triangulation, this angle and this angle should be the same, right?
Yeah.
So this is another small angle, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at opposites. Which side should be longer? From B to C, between the lamps. So, between lamps equals bigger. Why? Because, why?
Because.
Opposite side.
Because angle A is big, is a big angle. Right? Angle A is the biggest angle. Therefore, that side is going to open up wider and it's going to be like that, right? Okay?
Okay.
Good? Makes
And then
sense?
between
So, not too bad.
lamps.
Between the lamps will be the biggest distance. They were asking which distance is the biggest. Between the lamps is the biggest. Okay? Alright, we're going to do some of these on your homework together. Practice is odds. Practice is odds. Practice is odds. Okay? Take a look at number 9 though. Like 9 and 11 and 13 and 15. Okay? Here's how I'll let you do number 9, 11, 13, and 15, right? Number 9 is just saying compare these two. Right? Just compare those two. Alright? So, if you want to on 9, 11, 13, and 15, I don't know what the answer is. Maybe you've decided that this is smaller than this one. So this is small and this one's big, and you want to just do a symbol that looks like this. You can do that for number 9. Don't write that down because I don't know if that's the right answer. But if you come to that conclusion and say the left one is smaller than the right one, you can just write this symbol down and not have to rewrite these like letters. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So if you want to just use symbols for 9, 11, 13, and 15, I have no idea if that's the right answer or not, so don't write that down for number 9. But you can just use a symbol, right? Okay? Make
Okay.
sense?
Yep.
All right, backside, we're going to do all of them. We're going to do 1 through 4 together. Those are the hard ones. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are,
Could we
Right,
skip
6, 7, 8, 9,
17 on practice?
no, it's the easiest question on the whole page. Okay, 5, 3 at the top, skills practice. Let's do 1 through 4 together just because this is a really icky diagram. Like, how many triangles are going on in that thing?
1, 2, 3, 4.
5,
6.
4.
6.
Oh wait, yes. Mhm.
Yeah, 6.
6, right? So we see these ones individually, right? Okay, but then you've got like this one right here. And you've got this one right here, that's 2 more, and then the overall big one is 6. That's a lot. That's a lot of triangles going on at once, okay? We only focus on one at a time. Alright, here we go. Number 1, measures that are less than angle 1. Okay, so angle 1 is an exterior angle. Here we go. Exterior angle. Let's talk about the first triangle that involves angle 1, which is this little one, okay? So, if I'm talking about angle 1, what 2 angles add together to make angle 1?
3 and 2.
2 and 3, right? We don't talk about this angle. 2 plus 3 makes 1, right? Okay? So, if we're talking about smaller or less than angle 1, which 2 angles have to be less than angle 1?
Two and
Angle
three.
2 and angle
2 and 3, because when I add them together, they make up all of angle 1. So I know 2 individually and 3 individually are less than angle 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, alright, let's move on to this one.
2 plus 4
So,
and
like
5.
this triangle right here, angle 1 is exterior. This angle plus this angle makes angle 1. So
Do we
1
say
is
4
equal
and
to
5?
2 plus 4 plus 5, right? Those 3 angles together make up angle 1. You see that?
So do we just say 4 and 5 and add
So,
equal
Yep.
ones?
We already know 2 is smaller than 1, but now 4 is smaller than 1 and 5 is smaller than 1. So I'm going to add 4 and 5 to my list. Are you following along? Are we doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's one more triangle that involves angle 1. And it is?
8.
This whole thing right here, right? So angle 1 is exterior.
6,
What
7,
angles
8.
add together?
6, 7, and 8, or not?
No.
7 and 8.
7 and 8, yeah.
We just cross off this one, this angle and this angle. So that angle plus that angle. 2 plus 4 plus 7 is the first angle, right? And then angle 8 is the second angle, right?
Oh.
So which ones are smaller than angle 1?
7 and 8.
7 and 8 we need to add to the list. Okay, I don't know anything about 3 and 5 and 6. No clue. And 9. I have no idea what they are in relationship to angle 1, but I know that these guys all have to be smaller than angle 1. Yeah? Okay, let's go to the other side. Let's talk about measures that are less than 9. So we're going the other direction. So if I talk about this triangle right here, 9 is exterior. Which 2 angles add together to make
7,
9?
7,
6.
6.
6 and 7, right? So which ones are less than 9?
6 and 7.
6 and 7. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna extend it out and do the next one. So we're looking at this triangle right here. Which 2 angles add together to make angle 9?
4.
This one here and this one, which we don't know anything about, right? Like this question mark guy.
So 4 and 7.
So 9 is equal to these 2
4
angles
next.
added together. The one we don't know, and the other one is 4 and 7, right?
We
So what's
say-
smaller than 9?
4 next.
4 and 7. We'll just put 4 down. We don't know what the other angle is. It's not labeled, so we'll just leave it. Okay. All right, now let's look at the third triangle.
2 and don't know.
Okay, so 9 in the third triangle. Okay, it's this angle and this angle added together. So 9 is equal to these 2 added together. We don't know this one, right? But we know this one is 2 plus 4 plus 7. So what do I need to add to my list that's smaller than 9? 2 also. Do you see how that works? Okay. All right. See, the more you do, the easier it gets, right? Like those went by really quick. Okay. Questions about that? Now we got to the other way around. I think these are kind of harder actually. Okay. Measures that are greater than angle 5. We're talking about angle 5 here. And how many triangles involve angle 5? Like a bunch of them.
1, 2,
Okay. Let's talk about this middle one right here.
4,
Okay.
5.
What's the exterior angles to angle 5?
8? Or wait, no.
3 and 6. You see that? If we're talking about this
3 and
middle
6 are
triangle right here.
touching.
Hold on. Just wait a second.
5 and 6.
Okay. We're talking about angle 5 in particular. So out of the 3 and the 6, we're going to ignore 6 because it touches 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about 3. 3 is equal to 4 plus 5, right? The 2 that he doesn't touch. 3 is equal to 4 plus 5. So what is bigger than angle 5?
3.
3. Is 4 bigger than 5?
No.
We don't know. So we don't list it. 3 we know is bigger than 5. Okay? Alright, now let's look at this triangle right here.
Angle 1.
Okay? So 6 is exterior, but we're not going to talk about 6 because 6 touches 5. Angle 1 is exterior. What angles do you add together to make angle 1?
2, 4, 1.
This one and this one.
2, 4, 5.
So this one plus this one. 5 and then 2 plus 4. So which one's bigger than 5?
2. Or 1, I mean.
1, right? Do we know if 2 and 4 are bigger than 5?
No.
Nope. No idea. But 1 is. Okay? Now let's talk about this triangle. Right here. Angle 5 is this guy right here. Angle 5 though is an exterior one.
But 9
So
is
I can
bigger.
use that to figure out and like say 5 is equal to 7 plus 8, and we know that 5 is bigger than 7 and 5 is bigger than 8, but we want ones that are smaller than 5, right?
No, not when
Or what
it's
we want
greater.
ones that are, excuse me, the other way around. 7 is smaller than 5 and 8 is smaller than 5, but I want ones that are bigger than 5, right? Okay, so we don't need to look at that. We don't know if 9 is bigger than 5 necessarily.
But it's on the outside.
We don't go by what it looks like. Okay, if 9 is on the, okay, I get you. 9, which two angles add together to make 9?
6 and
7
7
and 6. Nothing about 5. Right? And if I make 9 bigger, like if I do this one, which two angles add together to make 9? Now this one and this one. Nothing about 5. Right? So, 9's not in the group anywhere. Measures bigger than angle 8. Okay, so let's talk about angle 8 here. Let's talk about this guy right here.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.
There's two, if we just do the smallest angle for angle 8, there's two
5
exterior
and
ones,
3.
right?
3.
Hold on. There's two exterior ones. Which one are we gonna ignore?
6 or 9.
9, why? Because it touches 8. So, if we're talking about 5, 5 is equal to 7 plus 8, yeah? So what's bigger than 8?
5.
5. Okay, so we can add 5 to our list. Okay, 5. Alright, now, if I extend him out a little ways, am I going too fast?
No.
No? Okay, if I extend him out a ways, so we have a second one. The two exterior angles are 9 and 3, but we're going to ignore 9 because 9 touches 8, okay? So if we say 3, 3 is equal to what?
4 plus 7 plus.
4 plus 7 plus 8,
Oh, blank.
right?
Yeah, it is.
4 plus 7 plus 8, this one and this one. So what's bigger than 8?
3.
3, so we got to add 3 to our list. Okay,
Easy.
crazy. Now let's look at all 3 of them. Zoom back in. Okay, the exterior ones are 1 and 9, but we're going to cross off 9 because he touches 8, okay?
So 1.
So angle 1 is equal to two angles added together, which is this one, which is made up of 2 and 4 and 7, and angle 8. So what's bigger than 8?
1.
Do you see how that works? Okay? The more you do it, the easier it is to see. Alright? So that was 1 through 4 on that page. I think you only have 2 that you have to do like down on the front page. Okay?
Okay.
Got it? Alright, and then the bottom part's easy.
Wait, so do we have all on skills practice?
All on skills practice, yeah. So just the bottom 6, I guess. And number 5 through 10, all you're doing is like this one. They give you the sides, so you just have to list the angles.
Oh.
Here they're giving you the angles, so you just have to list the sides in order, right? Like what we did on the notes. Got it?
Okay.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
have to put both.
No, well, I mean, you could put both, but I could see which sides out of here are the biggest, you know? So I'm just looking for the other ones, which angles are the biggest. If they give you the sides, give me the angles. If they give you the angles, give me the sides. Make sense? Questions about that? Okay, so part of this is really tricky. Part of this is like super easy. Okay? There you go. That's all I have. Okay? Goodbye, people on the video.